Welcome back. The NYC Love Kitchen serves people in need with freshly cooked meals, an emergency food pantry, and referrals to community services. Their mission is to feed and mend lives through food, social services, and the bread of life. Here with us now to tell us more about their efforts is the Executive Director for NYC Love Kitchen, Walter Sotelo. Walter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, can you tell me a little bit more about NYC Love Kitchen?
Yes, of course. So the organization is a not-for-profit that was started out of a response of a community meeting in Inwood back in the 80s. So we're about 37 years old. We're going to be celebrating 38 years this December.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
And a local pastor, Tom Maharis, Reverend Tom Maharis, and a business owner, Mr. Jewel Jones, who actually was a singer in the doo-wops in the early 1950s. Just raised their hands because someone asked, what can you do with the homeless population? And they endeavored to start this organization to be able to respond to the need of food, shelter, any of the situations that we were facing in the 1980s. So now it grew out of a mom and pop shop per se, and we're a larger organization serving a greater population in Manhattan and the Bronx.
Well, I want to say, one, that's amazing work. And New York City is very diverse. How do you, kind of deal with all the different backgrounds in a respectful, manner while you're helping people?
Yeah, it's not just about the diversity, it's about the likes of food that we all have. So we have preferences, we have cultural backgrounds that have been taught by the grandparents, mom and dads. So what we do is we basically, as an organization that serves food, we look to meet what we have as a nutritional value to the families. We do have incredible requests, sometimes for very strange vegetables that I personally have never heard of, but of our staff they've heard of, and so we try to meet those needs if we find them. So we do procure food, we buy food, or we also have food that is donated, and we do culturally feeding meals as well. So our soup kitchen does diversity of food, seafood, meats. We also do halal, we do vegetables, vegetarian, and it is a matter of as our clients or our constituents or people that we serve tell us what they prefer, we try to meet those needs. So we know that the palate is a very good entry to the heart, and we want to be able to have a resume of trust with the clients, the population, the people that we help.
Now, why is it important to get fresh and nutritional food to those in need?
Well, if you're not eating healthy, your mind is not going to think healthy. Your body's not going to function well. I'm not a nutritionist. It's not my background, but we do work with Columbia University and nutrition, doctors, dentists, and what we've realized is what you eat really forms your life. It gives you the right energy. It helps you to be able to think clearly. We do nutritional classes and courses, workshops. We do believe that the fresher the produce, the better it is, that tastes better. Now, there are many new scientific, ideas and projects that actually prepare food very well when it's frozen and it's actually served in small doses of like a little cube or things like that that are really wonderful.
Now, can you tell us a little bit more about the pop-up pantries that happen on the first and second Saturday of every month?
Yes. So the pop-up pantries or mobile pantries came out of a response during the COVID pandemic. So we would be serving from our location, our hub in Upper Manhattan, and when everything closed down, families weren't going outside, and we decided to be able to pivot and go to the neighborhoods. And so we started using the streets as the location to gather. That allows us to be able to form community. So the community members, they come out, they clean the streets, they save the spots for us to be able to set up, and they function in a manner where is every single Saturday, the community comes together and it rotates because we have a large population of people that we serve. We can't serve the amount of people that are needing food with the food insecurity that is in New York. So what happens is that we go to them, and it is a lot easier because traveling with groceries in the cold winter, is very difficult. And we try to make it as more dignity and respect and honoring of the people that receive the food. We believe that we're not better off, we're serving one another, and we believe that that is something that they appreciate.
Now, can you tell us about your partnership with IS 528 and the Juan Pablo Duarte PS 132?
Oh, wow, that's a great story. A long time ago, a teacher that was working with us in some missions, she was a young girl decided to be able to come to New York after she graduated and became a teacher at a local school. Pandemic happened. She had some situations with vaccinations. She was let go from the Department of Education. And someone heard her story. And basically what they said is that they wanted to help her. But she said, no, I want you to help my students. And that individual started helping the students by giving them food. But it was, he wasn't a soup kitchen, pantry, grocery owner, and nothing. It was just a person that felt out of New York to help someone. So the Robin Hood Foundation contacted us and said, we have someone that wants to be able to help, and we began to do supplemental groceries to the school. So basically, it helps the families that are working poor, vulnerable, to be able to come to the school when they drop the kids off and they pick them up, they get a bag of groceries. So the model has now been running for about 3.5 years, and it is incredibly successful because we influence the nutritional value of the families. They get to tell us, like, we would like to have this food, that food, and obviously it's culturally fitting. But it kind of saves them time too, because most of these families are working either single parent homes or single guardians, and they don't have time to go grocery shopping. And you know, food insecurity is really about managing your economics. Like, how much money do you have, and what can I do? Do I pay the rent? Do I take the bus?
There's a lot of factors.
It's a lot of factors, and you know, New York City is very stressful when it comes to working. So this program really facilitates saving time, and it's quote unquote very successful because the children get so excited when they see the food arriving in the morning, and the parents involve themselves in the schools to sort out and pack. So we don't do all of that, which would be volunteers. And they've become a community, an extension of our organization.
So you mentioned volunteers, and I want to talk about that. Could you quickly, because we're almost at the end of our segment, but I want people to know how they can actually get involved as a volunteer to kind of help with this mission.
Wonderful. Volunteers are our blood. Basically, that's how we function. As an organization, not for profit, we try not to have high costs on everything. So the way that they would be able to involve themselves with us is on our website, New York City, NYC, lovekitchen.com. And there is a little push tab that you can say, you know, I like to volunteer. I would say the volunteers, you have to be patient because we have to vet you. We definitely want to make sure we have people that can actually be trusted, that I will be punctual and say if I'm going to serve at a certain time, they will show up. And obviously we have understandings of that. So just basically contact us. We have options for you learning how to cook, do nutrition, economic development. We work with asylum seekers, relocation, resettlements, immigration lawyers. I mean, the opportunities are unending. Graphic designers, photographers. I mean, it could go on and on.
Well, Walter, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It seems like an amazing program. There's so many different avenues people can take if they want to volunteer. And as we know, in New York City, the need is great. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us about the work that you're doing to support our community.
Thank you. And we're just one of the hundreds of pantries that are serving our city. So we consider ourselves a part of a team. Thank you for having me.
To learn more about the programs they offer, please go to their website at nyclovekitchen.com. Stay tuned. We have more for you right after this.